Thanks for clicking on State of the City. My name is Todd Prafke. I'm the City Administrator here in St. Peter. And if you watched this video blog before, the State of the City video blog, whether it's on Facebook or through our website or maybe it's on YouTube, thanks for clicking on it. You'll know that I have a normal pattern, but today I'm changing it up. I'm just going crazy and I'm going to do it kind of backwards. So, well, as in most video blogs, I have two missions. Today I still have two missions, but the first of which this time is going to be to talk about some of the tidbits of information that you might find useful as you live, work, or play in St. Peter, one of which is the hot sheet. If you are not subscribed to the hot sheet, you can see it on our website or you can subscribe to it. Let us know you want it and we will email it to your inbox, your email inbox once a week. Here's how you can contact us. Email that address up there, barbara.l@stpetermn.gov, and tell her that you want the hot sheet and she will put you on the list, and in a week or so they'll start showing up on your door on a weekly basis. There's our website. You can find it on there along with a lot of other information, including the council packet or workshop packet I'm going to show. And there, we would love it if you like us on Facebook or give me a call. Now for some of the tidbits for the next couple of days. Now today is the is June 17th. So for the next couple of days we have some carpet repair and replacement that's going on within City Hall in the main hallway. So there may be sporadic times, or maybe you can't get to the Community Development Department or you can't get to the Finance Department, but please bear with us. Those will only happen for maybe 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes at a time, and then you'll be able to get through. We try and help you as best as we can. You might have to go to a different office, but please bear with us as some of that work goes on. I also want to mention the 4th of July Chamber event. If you haven't been to it, you should. If you have been to the 4th of July event in St. Peter and now you want to participate in a bigger level, help out the Chamber. God, they're still looking for volunteers at 934-3400. Call and ask for Emily or Ed, and they will be happy to have you help with the Chamber and putting on this really a piece of Americana here in St. Peter, the annual old-fashioned 4th of July celebration, parade, and event in Minnesota Square Park. I also want to mention, in association with the parade, that we have within this week's hot sheet some information about parade watchers and what we think are best practices for folks that want to put their chair down a week in advance before the parade. Don't do that. But some things to think about being courteous to others, giving other people opportunity, and about what can kill the grass or cause problems for property owners, since a lot of that parade route runs within a residential area. So we want to be respectful of folks, but give everybody the opportunity to enjoy the parade and grab a Tootsie Roll or two as it's thrown your direction. So please check that out in the hot sheet. I also want to mention that we have a library circulation clerk position open, part-time position, and so you can apply for that right now. I think the end date for applications is in the first week of July. I think it's July 2nd, so there's a couple weeks yet to pick up an application. You can call us and we'll send it to you. You can stop by and get it, and you have to drop it off by, I think it's July 2nd, so check that out for sure, but we'd love to see your application if you're interested in working in the library on a part-time basis. Also, I want to mention the compost facility. So many of you, I know lots of us, use that compost facility where we haul brush down there, or sometimes we pick up compost, or maybe we pick up some wood chips, those kind of things. I want to remind folks that that is for residential use only. It isn't for contractors to come and mow 50 acres and then drop all their grass on us, or to pick up all of the wood chips and take it to a construction site someplace. That's not what that's for. Those kind of folks should pay a little bit extra for that, and we have a process for how we do that and an amount that we charge for that. So please, if you see contractors using that area, give us a call and let us know, because they have some different standards that they have to adhere to. It's very different, again, if they're dropping off 50 acres of cut grass, or they're using some of the wood chips that you and I help contribute to make and pay for something profitable for them. That isn't quite fair. So if you see that kind of thing, please let us know, and we'll try and take care of that appropriately with those contractors. I also want to mention that as you're driving around St. Peter, you might be seeing white lines on the street here and there. Usually they're kind of in the shape of rectangles or squares. those are areas that are planned for street patching. Now, not all of them might be patched. We have a certain budget that we work up to, and so it just depends on how many there are, etc. But those are areas that are likely to be cut into the future and patched with bituminous. Eventually, or ultimately, within a year or two after that, when we do that work, in most instances, we do seal coating along that area. So watch for seal coating. I'll talk more about that at a future on a future video blog, State of the City. But we're going to be doing seal coating probably in August, so watch for that work. But patching will occur before that seal coating takes place. Again, I want to mention the hot sheet to you, and I also want to mention how you get a hold of us. Now, to my second mission, I want to talk about the regular workshop from Monday, June 15th. So here you go. Here's what it looks like. There's a copy of the agenda, and you can see everything that the council gets to see within their packet. On our website, you just go to the City Council, Governance and City Council area, and look for council packets, and you can see exactly this thing on our website. I do want to mention that one of the things that we did, as you can see here under Discussion A, is a tour of the Nicollet County Historical Society. We had a great time out there with the society. Alyssa and some of the board members were there, and it was really a fun time. If you haven't been out there just to tour or visit, it really is worth your time. There's some great stuff about Nicollet County, certainly great stuff about the U.S.-Dakota War of 1862. Lots of really, really interesting things out there. It's a wonderful, wonderful museum, and they do so many other things. And we're really partners with them in a number of different ways. We work on some projects together, and just in case you didn't know, the city owns the property that's located on, and we do some maintenance on the parking lot, the lights, and other things. So we talked about that partnership and some of the activities that are planned for later in this year, including a few parking lot improvements that include painting stripes so that people know how to park, so it's not all kittywampus or crazy out there when there are events. We're really excited for them. They do great things, and we're really excited that they've kind of expanded their mission a little bit in some ways, and that they host other events as well. So if you're looking for a place to have an event, a reception, a business meeting, things like that, they host those really, really well. So give them a ring. They'd be happy to talk with you. It really represents well our community. It really is one of those areas that people sometimes look at as a gateway to our community, or that kind of rest stop where you can stop and learn what's going on in town. And Nicollet represents our area very well from a historic standpoint, and the really significant importance that St. Peter played in the history of development of Minnesota and our local area of the upper Midwest. The last item that I want to talk about from that workshop, as you'll see here under item B, is the St. Peter Community Childcare lease. We have a lease with a couple of child care entities within the community center. One of them is Kids Corner, and then one of them is St. Peter Community Child Care, or what they like to call themselves now, SPC3. And they do a great job in providing care for many of the kids in our community and families within our community. One of the things that the council did a number of years back was provide an offer to both of those daycares that if they wanted to meet certain criteria, that we would give them an additional discount on their rent. And so St. Peter Community Child Care was coming to the meeting to say, we've met that threshold, we've met those criteria, and so we'd love to try and make sure that we can exercise that opportunity that you offered to us previously. And so the council gave me some direction to work with them and work some of those issues out, and so we're excited to do that. But additionally, SPC3 is interested in some space that has become vacant within the community center on what some people call the main floor. Technically, it's the second floor, there where the Center for Rural Policy Development used to be. And so that's something that the council's kind of taken under consideration. There are a number of factors that we have to look at. First of all, there's a tremendous remodeling cost, and they'd have to bear that. And they had estimated that it could be as much as $100,000 to modify some of that space. And I don't think anybody wants to pay that necessarily. So maybe there's some alternatives that have to be looked at. I think one other thing that's important as we look at daycare, not just for SPC3 but in the community overall, is that there is a new for-profit daycare, Sam and Abe's, that's going to open in the near future. I don't know exactly when, but in the near future. And how will that impact daycare in our community? I personally believe, based on the data that I've seen, that there is still going to be demand for additional daycare slots. I don't have the numbers right off the top of my head, but there's such a heavy demand for daycare slots within our community that I would hope that there will be space for lots of folks. SBC really wants to consolidate their two operations. They really have two different operations, and so if you have kids of various ages, sometimes you might be dropping off twice or picking up twice during the day, and they believe that hurts their enrollment, and so that from a marketability standpoint for them. So the upshot is that the council gave me direction to try and work out that new lease based on the criteria and the offer that was made a number of years back, and are really thinking hard and are talking with SPC3 about additional space that might be available on the main floor or the second floor of the community center. So that's good for all of us. I mean, and daycare is really important for young families within our community, especially since a fair percentage of the community works outside of town on a regular basis. So daycare is really, really important, something that we have to consider. So now with those two items, boy, I think I'm pretty much done. I want to flash up my fancy graphic again. Here's where you can email us. There's our website. We'd love it if you would like us on Facebook or call us at 934-0663. We're always happy to visit and talk about what's going on, or set up an opportunity to come out and talk to your group or organization. That's it for today. Thanks for clicking on State of the City. Hope to see you next time.